Yeah, he just, again, I think with like with all quarterbacks with more experience and maturity, he just more sure of himself, I'm sure, and confident and polished in everything that he's doing. So he's playing great for them.
Coach, he's top 10 in the Big 12 in rushing. Was that something you guys saw out of him in the first 2 years, or is this something new for him?
Well, I think all quarterbacks, given the opportunity with scrambles or whatnot, I've always felt he's a good athlete. So he's had opportunities and he's taken advantage of them. So sometimes they're running them intentionally. Sometimes it's, well, the pass isn't there and he's able to make something with his feet. So we're very aware of it. He is a good scrambler and a good athlete, out away from the pocket. So you've got to do your best to keep him in there.
Coach, you know how good this team is until they play a team like Texas ranked in the top 10? Do you kind of have a good sense of where you're at, or do you need a game like this?
Well, you need a game like this and about 6, 7 others, and then you guys will determine whether we're any good or not. So you guys change from week to week sometimes. So you're as good as you were a week ago.
Have you ever had a team that was affected by having a #1 ranking, either positively or negatively?
I don't feel so. In the end, it doesn't much matter. You have to go play and be ready to be your best. So that's what you try and focus on being. And if you are your best, I don't think it's because you were #1. And if you're not your best, I don't think it's because of that. In the end, you just you just want to be prepared to play.
Bob, I know you don't like comparisons too much, but it looks like both teams are better. You won the league last year, but it looks like this team might be better, and Texas probably is better.
That's probably fair to say. I feel as though we're definitely a stronger team than a year ago overall, and I would say that at Texas as well. So that's probably a fair analysis. I would agree with you.
Coach, do you think your special teams issues were fixed last week?
Well, they were for a week. So in the end, you just have to keep snapping it and keep playing. We've worked them hard, and they were improved a week ago. You were working them hard again this week. So,
what's your thoughts on your return game in both punts and kickoffs right now?
It's just been okay. We've had some penalties that have hurt us. That our guys need to make some smarter decisions. I always feel the punt return game is always a little. You have to get help from them if they're kicking the ball, 35, 40 yards in the air and hanging it forever. You're not going to get much of a return. Or if they kick it short and it's bouncing on the ground, that kind of thing. And as I've said, we play it safe more than maybe a lot of people. When you get a lead, we're gonna leave our defense out there to make sure that they're going to punt it and we get it back. So in that regard, it's just our punt return's been okay, and then. Kickoff return, I don't think, has been what we're used to. A year ago, as I said, we led the country in kickoff returns, and we haven't been near that this year. We need to get more production there for sure.
Coach Muschamp's scheme is pretty much similar to what he used against you guys in LSU. I think it was 03.
Yeah, to some degree. But we're a much different team than 03, as, they're not LSU. So, everyone, that's a while ago. Everyone has different schemes. Some of what they do, I'm sure, is still, is similar. Some has evolved, and you're working with different personnel. So, and again, I know we're a lot different than we were then too. So,
is this week different, Coach, intensity-wise? Do you feel it taking into the game, the intensity of an OU Texas game?
Oh, there's a lot more electricity, and it's probably fair to say, sure, once you're taking the field, everybody's, you don't have any problem. Your hair's up on the back of your neck, and you're kind of anxious to go. So it's probably fair to say.
You're asked this every year. You like this game in the Cotton Bowl?
Yeah. I think it's great, the changes they've made. I have not seen them, and I've heard it looks great, and I'm sure it'll add to the excitement in the atmosphere. So that it is exciting. I think it's exciting to be in there with half of it, burnt orange, half of it crimson, and so that part's exciting. But in the end, I understand the business side of everything. That look, if our administrators, both for us and Texas, feel that it's better to do something different, then that's up to them to make those decisions, and I'd be all for whatever they felt. They have a broader look than I do on what's best for the university and our programs, and and I trust that. And so if they ever felt that something was to be different, then I'd comply with whatever and be all for whatever they felt was the best to do.
When you were recruiting and when you signed Sam, did you expect him to do this well, or did you have a different set of expectations, or did you have it?
Well, we always expect our guy to do well. I mean, I don't want to say no, but did you know we felt we really liked him and loved the way he played, the way he threw the ball. So, and we had him in camp, so we really got to see him close. So we obviously wouldn't have recruited him to be a quarterback if we didn't feel he was going to be awfully good and fit our system. And he's done that. I think now to the degree and how fast he was able to do that, I don't know that I could have projected that. But it just, I think it's an example of his poise and demeanor as a young man, and then his athletic ability, which, to do what he has done last year and already this year is pretty amazing. And when you look at him athletically and mentally, what a quarterback has to do.
Bob, do you think having won 7 of 9 or 7 of 10, well, what would it be? Winning as many games as you had is a factor in this ball game?
No, I said it all along. We've won our share for sure, but I remember when we won 5 in a row that just because we had won 2 or 3 doesn't guarantee or mean anything for this one. You earn each one on its own work and its own competition, and I've always believed that and believe it. This year, one has nothing to do with the other. In the end, it's what you do now and how you prepare for the week, and when you play in this competition, what you do. And so I've never felt that way.
Why have you done so well against Mac Brown?
No, it's not a fair statement. We've done well overall as a program, as Oklahoma and versus Texas football, and in this series just in 9 years, we've been fortunate to win 6 of them, and we've got our butt beaten 3 of them. That's the way it goes. But it gets down to execution. It's overall, players, and I think it's, they have talented guys and we have talented guys, and so we've been able to come through and make some more plays in some instances to get a victory overall. But again, I don't think any one year relates to another. You've got to go earn it each time, and fortunately we've been able to come out on top a few times.